Hey, everybody. We're here and you guys are here. It is time for the second ever bi-monthly happy hour at the Cool Table. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you all have a generous pour of whatever it is you're drinking. And if you don't, just go really quick, get a little bit more, come back, because around minute 17 for some of us and around minute 37 for the rest of us, we want to just be absolutely plastered. So just go get something else. I'm Beth. We are all collectively the Cool Table, and we're here to party with you guys. So everybody say hello.
Hi.
Say it this time.
Hi.
What's everybody drinking?
I'm drinking Luponic Distortion number 13, which is an IPA that changes about twice a year.
Wow. Somebody needs to mute their thing.
Always Karen.
Oh, there we.
I don't know what that means. It only comes out twice a year?
No, they change the flavor twice a year. So Firestone is a brewery out of somewhere in, I think, Central California. And they do a lot of craft stuff. And then the Distortion is something that they change the hops by season. So a couple times a year, not on a regular schedule, a new flavor comes out. Gotcha. And this one has kiwi and some other weird shit. But it's really good, but not as good as version 8 that I hoarded for months. And Beth, you'll get this reference. I saved a 6-pack for Bill Glover and gave it to him for Christmas last year.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Love Bill Glover. All right. What else are y'all drinking? Amy?
I'm mostly going to be drinking water tonight. I've been kind of struggling with the migraine because menopause has not yet come, even though I'm hoping any day. So I have a very bad period migraine, and but I'll try. I'm here in spirit.
Yeah. I have some whiskey in this cute little thing that was my grandmother's, but I'm not drinking it very heavily. I'm also having a LaCroix because I also have a headache. But you guys were more important than my nap. Heidi, what are you drinking?
I have a lovely summery thing that my husband made me. That is mint and vodka and club soda and lemon and, summer in California, kind of.
Is that mint from your own garden?
Oh, no, I don't garden. I'm very
grew the glass for the mason jar. She grew the mint. Mark harvested the ice from their ice house. All of it.
You just have to plant mint once. Mint is a weed.
It is a weed.
Stole the lemon from the neighbor's tree.
Mint takes over everything. Julie, what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking what I'm a Pinot Noir. So my last time I was drinking Edna Valley, and this time I'm drinking Edna Valley. She's my best friend. I love her so much. Okay.
All right, everybody, cheers to your camera. Cheers. Yay, happy hour with the Cool Table.
Yay.
There's a lot of people. Heidi McClelland and not Heidi Herbert. And
love a Heidi.
Faith and a few other people that say they also have had headaches this week. What's going on?
The Rona.
It's the weather too.
Change in pressure, East Coast, really bad.
Well, I don't know what it is. We're all over the country and we all have had the same stuff going on. So it sucks. Does anybody else feel like March was the longest month in the world and April has been fast?
Yes.
I don't feel like I know what month it is to really reply to that question.
Right.
It is Bad Blue Larry.
I feel like it's April has moved faster than March. Mm-hmm. And you know that my theory is that we're all like in a weird time space continuum. And when somebody tells you that they've been experiencing time in a strange way and you agree, it's because it's been like stretching and collapsing on us. Do y'all know that I have that theory?
Nope.
Go on.
I do. I need to read more books on it, but I'm telling you, time is not linear. It is not static. And it stretches and expands and collapses on us all the time. And that's why people have like common occurrences like that. I don't think it's coincidence. I think it's real. That it's
this
not
feels
static.
very interstellar.
Yeah.
That movie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Butterfly effect.
The stuff that blows my mind where like when gravity is higher, time is longer. Like that stuff makes zero sense to me.
Mine's more just like woo-woo. Like, I just kind of think it's like not, it's not real. It's not, we don't have the answers to everything. What makes us think that time is fully static? It's bananas.
That's why I love my woo, because I'm like, I believe in science, but I believe in some magic. Give me some flower essence.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Patricia says it is science. So there you go.
Yay for me. All right. So let's discuss what's going on. Somebody just said Molly's on. I don't see her, but if she is, yay, Molly. We're so glad that you're here. I hope you're feeling okay. I hope you're
better,
taking care of
Molly.
yourself.
Feel better.
Hydrate.
Yes. Our very first segment of Happy Hour is to discuss something that's been going on during the pandemic that we have crushed, which means we have ruled it. We have totally nailed it. And something we've rushed, something we totally failed. And who would like to go first with a great crushed it? Anybody? I
mean, I'll go first, but it's not great because I don't think I've actually crushed anything except for like my feelings for the past several weeks.
Yeah.
But I would say the one thing I have successfully done is switched over from midnight online purchases of sweatpants into midnight online purchases of bathing suits and sweat shorts. Because the weather's changing.
You're gonna show that booty.
Yeah, it's time. The time has come. So that is the only thing I have crushed.
Crushed
and
it.
That crushed it. Crushed it.
Yeah, I went outside today in a very skimpy cutoff shirt and a pair of leggings to play badminton with my daughter. And she was like, "You're going to get burnt." And I was like, "It'll be fine."
Oh, no, I'm totally sunburned. I can show you guys. I'm so sunburned from this weekend. Well, sorry. It's like,
whoa.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm an adult, I swear.
Amy just said she crushed cleaning her house. All except the basement is nice and neat.
Wow.
Good job, Amy Rose. My house was clean at the beginning of this whole venture in staying home. And now it's starting to like get dust bunnies. And I need to go back and redo the whole thing. But I will eventually, maybe when I don't have a million migraines. Patricia crushed ice for her drink.
Appropriate. Thank you.
Who else crushed something this week? Or in the past 2 weeks?
I crushed cutting my own hair.
You did do a good job.
That was well done.
On my own with an electric razor and this.
Wow.
And it's actually not bad. So I crushed that. What I did not crush was my husband's haircut. It was terrible. I mean, it's so bad that he asked for a refund. It's terrible.
How is that possible that you did better on yourself?
Maybe I cared more. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just needed to practice. But his hair grows like crazy. Beth, you know that. Jules, you know that as well. Having met him many, many times. And it's already like I could, French braid it. And I literally cut his hair on Sunday. I'm going to go again tomorrow. So in our next happy hour, maybe it will be my crush it.
Maybe. Crushed it. Jamie Campbell planted seeds for her garden. Crushed it.
Yeah.
Paying her bills early. Good job.
Early? Damn, girl.
Yeah.
Also, Faith, thank you for everything you're doing in the medical space. I know you're exhausted, and we appreciate you.
Crushed it.
Crushed it.
Alicia crushed getting through this horrific advertising challenge for work. It took days and is probably the source of my headache. Good for you. Good for you. Brett walked 20 miles this weekend.
Wow.
Dang.
Brett.
Dang.
It's very nice.
Dang.
Rochelle got a puppy.
Aww.
Lots of people are getting puppies.
Yeah.
And I am this close to wanting another dog. Why? I have 2 of them. I don't need another one. But it's such a great time to get a puppy if you've been wanting a dog because you can be home with it for so long and train it and everything. Great idea.
Yes.
Christine crushed making a Cuban dinner, and she's not Cuban.
Good for you. That's awesome, Christine.
Wow.
Diversity.
Very nice.
What makes America great.
Yeah. Amy, Julie, y'all have a crush it?
If I crushed anything, it's hair related. I have a little bit of an announcement to make. So I decided to change the side of my head where I part my hair.
Oh.
Hey,
Yes.
Well, I posted that picture this week of me like 20 when I was 20, and I realized my hair, I used to part it on the other side of my head, and I don't remember why I changed it, when I changed it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I totally changed the part.
Yay! That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah. Did it feel weird? Was it like you're like
Totally weird. I mean, especially when the
Is it like
wind blows.
in the part.
And my cowlick on the other side of the head is not happy.
Yeah.
yeah?
I have a
So if
cowlick
I
in the
do this,
front,
it just
so-
I don't like it. Just looks no.
Well, that
So
looks
it does.
sexy.
It does.
Julie, hot for
The open
teacher.
door.
You look like
Part of
Merritt Weaver.
Yes.
Sheila just said that's why you have a headache.
That tracks.
solved
That
it.
tracks.
It does crack.
Oh man. Julie, you ever crush it?
I mean, I guess my crush it was I turned 40 during this coronavirus, and I crushed it like nobody's crushed fucking 40 before. So
Crushed it. Crushed it.
So, yep, there it is.
Found 40's face and made it cry.
I looked at 40 and I said, "No, bitch, you're 30." So,
Did it listen?
it
You
did
look
not.
30, Julie.
It did not listen. It said to it. Yes, Patricia, I am. It's because I made a deal with the devil. Yep. I said, you're no longer. You're still 30, and life said no, because then my hip hurt. Literally, my hip hurts the next day, and I was like, damn it.
Overhead walking to the kitchen.
Thank you, Faith. I'll pay you $1 million for that. I look like I'm in my
that's sweet.
20s.
That is sweet. 1980, man, that was the year to be born. I don't know anybody born in 1980 who is not awesome, including myself. I am also 40.
We know a couple of people who were born in 1980 we can talk about later.
Yeah. We do know somebody else born in 1980 who
That's
may not
right.
be awesome. Why did I say that?
I think Jack graduated from high school before y'all were born.
That's potentially true.
The aforementioned bad haircut recipient, my husband, my dreamy husband of 25 years, is older than his high school graduation is older than both of y'all.
Okay. It's okay.
It is okay. It's okay.
It's fine. We're fine.
I'm in shape. I can take care of him as he ages. It's fine.
All right. 80 was a good year. It was a good year for everybody.
It's a great year.
I do not have anything that I particularly crushed in this span of time. I had a really hard time thinking of something. So I didn't crush anything.
You lived, you survived.
There we go.
I guess.
That was the hardest question by far to answer, was what I crushed this week. I just kind of stared off in the distance like nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I didn't need to clean really, so I didn't do that. What else is there?
You know what? I think that that's a crush it right there. You clean.
What do your feet look like?
They look terrible.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
I
I was
shaved
trying
my
to give you
legs today.
something.
I shaved my legs.
That's good.
Crushed it. Crushed
done.
it. Crushed it.
That's it. That's all I've got. All right. So now we can just move very seamlessly and segue into the rushed it portion of the evening, which we probably should have done first so that we could celebrated all of our wins.
Now it's going to suck.
Now we're just going to bring the whole thing down. But I want guys, just tell us your horrible stories. Everybody has one. Let's hear one. What did you totally fail this week?
I've got one. I hope my dad's not on here. It's not sex related, but he was gonna come.
I haven't seen him yet. Go ahead. Hurry up.
So my hormones. The reason I really have a migraine is the reason I have a migraine is the hormones have worn off my Mirena IUD. It's time to get it changed, but I don't feel like going to the gynecologist right now. So I got my first real period since I had my daughter, who is age 11. And I feel like I forgot how to put a tampon in because I went to pee and then it was like I was like all uncomfortable. And I was like, who needs tampons? I'm just going to go back to pads like I'm 10 years old again.
Might I suggest you getting some period panties? I bought some of those for my daughters recently. I don't know if they're any good. They haven't used them yet.
Yeah, have they said? Do they work?
They haven't used them yet.
What brand did you get?
I don't even know. Bought them on Amazon.
Oh, sweet.
Thank God for Amazon.
That is very true. I got these very handsome blue blocking glasses on Amazon in 2 days. Saved my eye.
Boy.
You look like a very hip pastor from LA in those glasses.
I hate you
I'm
right
into
now.
it.
So since we talked about it, I Googled it. I bought a pair that are kind of similar to yours. They should be here any day now. But now every single ad on Facebook and Instagram, and just like even the planes driving by my house with banners are all about blue blocking sunglasses.
Yep.
Well,
Thanks a
now
lot.
it's going to be about period panties, so enjoy that one.
Have you guys looked? There's this thing on Facebook where you can see your off activity. So have y'all looked at all of the things that third parties are telling Facebook that you do?
No,
I don't want
what?
to.
Where is it and how do you
I don't
find
want
it?
to.
Go into your settings on Facebook, and it's I think it's called Facebook activity, and then it's off. It's not activity, but once you get in there, it's your off activity, and it'd just be a list of all of the third party things and what they sell to Facebook. And the first one that I had a ton of was my bank. Every time I have used my card from my bank, so anytime I've used PayPal that's attached to that card or use that card online, it's told Facebook what I've purchased.
Oh.
Every time.
You can totally trust Zuckerberg with that. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
It's crazy. It's worse than any like online history, search history. It's such an invasion of privacy. It's crazy.
I saw a tweet today that said, like, I was wondering why Buffy and all of her crew from Buffy the Vampire Slayer didn't leave where they lived, like Hellmouth or whatever. And then I remembered I logged into Facebook today.
Yeah, I saw that one too. And the thing is like, you just said you don't turn it off. Yeah, there's some third-party settings that I have turned off, but you can't turn off all of your off activity, that particular setting, if you have anything attached to Facebook. So this particular stream is attached to our page on Facebook that I'm the admin for. So if I turn off activity, we can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that kind of stuff. It's like, you know, they had you in a vice, man. If you want to do anything, you have to.
Nothing's free.
Nothing's
your whole
also life. If you listen to the podcast To Live and Die in LA, you also learned that Google follows you everywhere. There is an actual Google, like it will tell you, I went for 20 minutes to Target. 20 minutes. Who am I kidding? 2 hours to Target.
Julie, on that note, why can't we use that for good? Right?
They used it to catch a murderer.
And AI with tracking for COVID patients, asymptomatic patients who have tested positive. Go to Verizon, go to AT&T, go to T-Mobile and Google and freaking map the shit out of where that person has been for the last 13 days. And then guess what? These fuckers also have that data for everybody else. Yeah. So create a database of who you might have potentially come in contact with. Use this shit for good.
Yep.
Crush that.
Somebody just said, oh, never log in to anything using your Facebook login. I never do that. Like if something's like use Facebook to do this, I never, ever, ever have done that. But it doesn't matter. Like it's just there. It's there, man.
It's there.
But yes, Karen for president. We're all for that. So what have you guys rushed this week? Anybody else? Karen kind of already gave us one with her haircut. Jack's haircut.
Jack.
I am really wondering if I want to share this with the world. I rushed it.
Oh, no.
I'm going to. It's happening. We have like a 20, 30 pound raccoon that comes into our garage at night and eats all of my dog's food. That's not the bad part, guys.
It gets worse.
So we have like a dog door. So our dog, because I'm not a very good mother, let alone a dog mother. And so like we have a like dog door that gets you from our living room into our garage and then outside so she can go to the bathroom by herself. And sometimes we close it and sometimes we don't, to the outside world. And lately the raccoon has been coming into our garage and kind of like getting into all the dog food stuff. Fine. Everything's fine. So I woke up the other morning. It's been kind of warm here. And so we filled up the kids' pool and they were excited about it. And the pool is like we're in California, it's a drought. Like I don't like to refill it a lot. But the raccoon had very clearly been taking raccoon baths inside of the kiddie pool.
Is that like a whore bath?
Yeah, and like you could see.
You don't need the whole pool for that, Beth.
The footprints, like you could see it where it had been in it and out of it. And Mark, my husband, was like, "So should we empty it before the kids get in it today?" And I was like, like it's a drought. It's gonna be really hard. So I just took some bleach and I just put a little bit of bleach, stirred it around with a stick. No one has any rabies so far. We're totally fine, guys.
So far.
So that's what I rushed this week. No judgment. That's
I think it's brilliant. I mean, your kids are either going to die of, some sort of bubonic plague transfer from raccoon to human, or the skin is going to start to fall off from contact with bleach.
That's
Well,
good.
don't animals, when they get rabies, they get like out of their minds. So I don't think a rabid raccoon would be like, it's bath time.
Right.
And to be fair, I wouldn't notice if my children became rabid at this point. They just have to act out of their mind. So could already be there.
Dee gave you a mom high five, so
Thank
you're
you,
good.
Dee. I needed that one.
You're great.
I mean, who knows what's in my pool? There's no
Right?
telling. Right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. All right, Julie, what did you rush?
I rushed. It's along the same lines of a haircut, but not for me because I'm not touching my hair. I decided, I was like, I have a dog. She's a Yorkie. Her hair was like in her eyes. And I'm like, it's time for a haircut. You know what? You're really long all over. So I started with just like taking an electric razor without the guard on it. And I'm like, I'll just go right here. That's it. And I was like, well, she's
Like the
really
Scotch
hairy.
tape?
Yeah, she's really hairy all over. So I went for her back and I went, because I took, and my dog, I took like, it went to her skin. It went to her skin, but it was like, she wasn't bleeding, but it went like, I was like, oh, you have liver spots. Like, I didn't know that. And I was like, oh my God, I literally started like hyperventilating, but then I was like, you got to finish because now this looks weird. So I'm not kidding you. I literally was crying during this whole experience. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was like shaving her. It was like some traumatic, horrible experience that I never want to go through again. And she's just, she's crying for some strange reason. I'm crying. When it was all said and done, I literally had a trash. I'll bring her into the shot in a second. I literally had a trash bag of dog hair. She's a 10-pound Yorkie.
Yes.
Don't ask. Yes, I know, Emma. No guard. I just couldn't find it, and I was like, oh, I'll just take a little bit of the top off. That's it. I'll
cut her hair from now on.
Well, then my search history included the following questions: how long does a dog's hair grow back? How long does it take for a dog's hair to grow back? What can make a dog's hair grow back? And what emotional damage did I do to my dog? And
Is she
I literally
speaking
calling
to you?
credit. I mean, I gave her food afterwards. I'll grab her. Let me go grab her. She's right here. Hold on. I'll grab her. Don't judge. Sorry.
You're not
I
the
love
first
my dog.
person to shave a Yorkie.
I
too
know.
close to their skin.
I know.
Done it myself.
That's what I call my lady parts. That's what I call my lady parts. Some of the
I also have a Yorkie that I don't really like.
You don't like Hazel?
Only sometimes.
All right.
Look
Here
at
we
Maggie.
go. This is Maggie. Face looks great. Did a great job on her face. If you look far away, don't zoom in on me. If you look far away, she looks fantastic. If you put her in the sun, you go, holy shit. What happened? Did you sneeze multiple times?
Does it look like she's molting?
It just looks like I love her.
Aw, she still loves you. It's okay.
No, for about a day it was, bitch, what you do?
It's
Don't
okay.
touch her nails. She'll never.
Oh, hell no. I'm not touching. Thank you, Heidi. She says, it doesn't look that bad. Oh, Heidi, bless you. Because once again, if I were to take her out in the sun and take a photo, you guys would be like,
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
So
She's a dog.
this is my rushed it, even though it took forever.
Poor Maggie.
Okay. Go, Max.
All right. So my rushed it is a bit of a it's a bit of a story. I want you guys to settle in and take a big drink. All right. I've been saving this. I talk to these ladies every day and I haven't told them this story. And it was hard because when it was happening, I was livid. And if I'm livid about something, why would I not tell them immediately? Right. Okay. So my husband is he's building a building in our backyard. And he's building it himself. He's got all the materials, but he had to have some workmen come over to pour the slab. And they were here a couple of days ago, about 3 guys and a contractor. And my husband left with the contractor in a car, which real pissed me off because, hello, social distancing. You can't get in a car with somebody. Idiot. Anyway, he left and somehow the garage was still open. And I didn't even really think about, they'd been here, a day and a half already. I didn't even think about it. And all of a sudden there's this knock on the door and it's 2 workmen. And one of them just looks at me and he goes, bathroom? And I was like, what? And he said bathroom. And I was like, our bathroom, thankfully, our half bath is right by the garage door. But workmen aren't supposed to come into your home. They're not supposed to do that. And it's a pandemic. So I immediately, furiously texting Ryan, like, where are you? Get here right now. There is a man in our house and we're here alone and there's 2 teenage girls and I don't know what's going on. And he is taking a shit in our bathroom. He was in there for 15 minutes, did not use the fan, didn't use the poopery, didn't just noises and fear and anxiety. And I was just livid. And I couldn't call Ryan and yell at him because the man would hear me complaining about it. So I just had to just type in like so mad, type in like I was so mad. And eventually he left. Cloud of funk in my entire downstairs. And I was like, it's a pandemic. I can't even go in there to clean it up because who knows? Who knows? So I make Ryan Lysol the entire bathroom and he does it again and we just shut the door and I was like, I guess we're just going to burn it down. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I can't ever go back in there. And I'm telling you, I've never been more pissed off at my husband for leaving. I've never been more pissed off at him for just like these workmen, like who did you hire? What is happening? And then I felt bad because like the humanity of another person who has a emergency bowel movement happening. And I'm like, why don't you get in your truck and go down to the gas station? You are disgusting. What's wrong with me? Why am I such a bad person? And it was awful. And we could not figure out why it smelled so bad. Oh. And it wasn't going away after Ryan like bleached and stuff. He had guys.
No.
He had white. No. And put the toilet paper in the trash.
No.
Who
does that? Who does that?
Was he afraid he was going to clog the toilet?
I guess.
That could be cultural also, but still, like.
I think as soon as we found out, I was like, maybe he has a septic tank or something. You know what I mean? Like some people, that's just what they do. We do not. And I was furious. I could not believe it. I was like, just throw the whole trash can away. I don't ever want to see it again. Like I am still so livid about it. And my rushed it is not that this guy was gross, right? Okay. It's that I rushed to this judgment. I was so mad and so angry and so irritated. And eventually Ryan ended up calling the contractor and telling him what happened. And the guy was mortified and he goes, oh man, he goes, that's so-and-so's son. He's 15. He just came with his dad to work and, he probably didn't know any better. I'm sure his dad does. I'll talk, and I was like, don't talk to him. Don't say anything.
No 15-year-old does that. That's,
No, 15-year-old boys would.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
I do feel bad. Like he's a child and he probably was just pooping, didn't know it came on him fast or something, but still that bathroom, none of us have gone in it. It's still just like,
plus the places that are available now for people to just like run in and go to the bathroom are incredibly limited. You can't just hop over to McDonald's.
I couldn't
when
believe it.
When you read the book, Everybody Poops, Where in that book, when he was a child, did it say, now throw your poopy away in the trash can? No.
Julie, you've read that book. There is no discussion of what to do after you poop.
Oh,
Right.
God. Well, then nobody explained to this child.
It was just so many things, one on top of the other. You know what I mean? Like, there's a workman in our house. We're alone. Oh my God, he's taking a shit. Oh my God, his shit is taking 15 minutes. The fan isn't on. He didn't use the poopery. There's no candle in there. Ryan's not here. Then he left. It was just so many things, one right after the other. It was just building and building. I have never in my life been more traumatized.
I'm looking forward to the story arc whenever someday one of your daughters bring him home and is like, Mom,
I was going to say, wait a minute. He's 15. Hold
Here's
up.
the thing. We have a book on the back of the toilet, like a joke book that we got for like Secret Santa or Nasty Christmas or whatever, like this year. And it just says, I pooped, and it's a guest book. And you're supposed to write if you poop in our bathroom.
Did he write his name?
I haven't looked. But Brian was like, you want me to check the guest book and see if he left us a message?
We have a friend who drops a deuce every time he goes to anyone's house, and his name is Drew. So we just call him number 2 Drew.
We call him the party. He's the party pooper.
There it is. Oh,
Faith,
God.
to answer your question, who was more traumatized? I really think my husband might have been, because I laid into him for a while. I mean, we don't normally fight. I was livid.
Sheila wants to know how your daughters reacted.
They didn't know. They are upstairs, oblivious to the world. Totally oblivious. They did not know until Ryan got home and we started yelling at each other. And then I was like, don't go in the half bath. That's all they know.
They still don't know. Mom won't let us go in the half bath still. What's going on?
None of us have gone in there. Ryan's bleached it a couple of times and that's it. Oh, gosh. Rushed it. I rushed to judgment, you guys. He was a baby. He was a little kid. Still shouldn't have come to my door and asked to poop.
No, he's not a little kid. Sorry. He's not a little kid. That's a teenager.
Gosh, I still feel bad. All right. Pandemic reviews, you guys. We're all using different products maybe than we've ever used before, or we're watching different TV or whatever. We're going to review some stuff for you. I'm going to go first. Okay. There's a new bundle of LaCroix at Sam's, and it's got hibiscus in it, which is very delicious. Actually, I really like it. Ryan doesn't. I think it's good. There's also a watermelon one. And then there's this buddy right here, limoncello. All right. It looks really nice. It's a nice little yellow color. I thought it would be good. This shit tastes like lemon Sunday school cookies. If you know what I'm talking about, the sandwich cookies from VBS. It's exactly what it tastes like. It's apparently lemon vanilla LaCroix. And it is vile. It is a vile tonic. Do not pick it up. Do not drink it. You will regret every moment.
Now that makes me want it though, because I love those lemon cookies.
That's exactly what it tastes like. If you think you can handle that in a seltzer, go right ahead.
Yeah. But then I won't drink apple juice because that to me tastes like kindergarten.
I really like lemon flavored desserts. They're actually some of my favorites. That is the wrong combination of flavors. It's terrible.
It's not a lemon bar.
No. It's not tart enough. The sweetness lingers. It's bad. What do you guys have to review for us?
I have one I'm sure none of you have been watching on Netflix, Too Hot to Handle.
Oh.
I've watched a little bit of it, actually.
Have you?
I'm
so proud.
I wanted to put a spike through my temple, and I just stopped immediately.
What's the premise?
Okay, they found the world's most, there's no other nice way to say it. They're the dumbest people you've ever seen in your entire life on a reality TV show. But they're like the definition of stupid hot, like they're good looking. And they are known for just hooking up, like it's all about hookup culture. They get put on like a resort thinking that they're just going to have like, I don't know what they thought the premise was, but after 12 hours, so they're all like flirting with each other. They want to hook up. They want to have one night stands. And after 12 hours, they get told that they get to share $100,000, but every time they touch each other in any sort of romantic or sexual way, they lose money. And so they're not allowed to touch each other for 30 days. It's so terrible. Because my threshold My threshold of trash is so low, and I almost gave up on the first episode. I almost gave up. It was that bad.
Oh,
but
yeah, that's why I did give up.
I just kept going, and it hasn't gotten better, but I'm going to keep going.
I don't know what happened to Julie, but I don't like the whole like everybody's in bikinis and wearing a microphone around their neck.
Oh yeah, that doesn't bother me because I watch like Survivor and Temptation Island and Love Island and Bachelor in Paradise and name something else where hot people are on beaches. I watch all those. So
I don't like any of it. I can't do that. Julie, did I throw you out?
No, that happened to me last night. I don't know. It kicks me out every now and then. Or you do.
You were judging me for my show.
I did. God said enough. I went because at first I went, I think I'm gonna watch it, and that's when my computer went out.
So your review is not to bother. That's your review with.
My review is if your standards are as low as mine, and you like watching hot people be miserable, watch it. If you have,
I'd love it.
Then do that. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Like Jessica was the whole reason I loved Love Is Blind. It was like watching her like be so unhappy.
Alicia watched the Phantom of the Opera stream twice this weekend. By far the best of my quarantine entertainment so far. I didn't watch it. They'll never watch Cats. I didn't watch it. I had a friend be like, "You need to watch it," and I missed it. Alicia, are you the one who suggested that? Or said something about Love Never Dies being on this week? Because Love Never Dies, if you guys don't know, is the sequel to Phantom of the Opera, and it never made it to Broadway, even though it was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber as well, and even though it's the sequel to one of the biggest, highest grossing musicals of all time. And I saw it. I have season tickets to our theater, and I saw it last season, and it was the most incomprehensible, horrible shit I have ever seen in my entire life. It was awful. 100% awful. It's terrible. Yes, Patricia, there's a sequel to Phantom. It'll be on Netflix this week. Watch it if you want to hate watch something. Alicia, I'm sorry if it was you that said we should watch it on Twitter because it's so bad. And my daughter and I were like, what are we watching? It was unbelievably bad. Never made it to Broadway because it was so bad. So anyway,
bad.
If you really want to hate watch this week, find Love Never Dies. Anybody else have a review?
I'm watching Making the Cut. I'm reviewing it for the Cool Table. It's on Amazon Prime. It's very good. It's like an elevated Project Runway. Everybody is a very competent designer. But I love it because the production values are like Amazon, George Bezos, Jeff Bezos money. So everything is really beautiful. And since we can't go anywhere, we might as well be able to go to Tokyo and to Paris. And Naomi Campbell is on it. And she is just a vision. And she's wonderful. I know everyone thinks that she's like this like cunty British lady, but she's she just has the most amazing critiques, and she really loves people. Yes, I like that word. It's fine.
Has she thrown a cell phone at anybody?
No.
I leave that shit in. I mean, it's like, bless your C word heart. I mean, you just roll with it.
No, and it's getting really good as the finale comes because one of the designers just got kicked off, and it was clear that there was kind of a racial bias, I think, to getting rid of her because they're going for a really global audience. And I think the producers were thinking that she wouldn't, I don't know what they were thinking, but their reasoning for taking her off the show made me want to like kill somebody. And Naomi Campbell did not throw her phone at anybody. And you can tell that she's like internalizing all of this racial shit herself too. It's so good. So Making the Cut on Amazon Prime. And the finale is this Friday, but you can, of course, binge the show. It's really good.
Nice.
And Amy's been writing reviews for it, and they're hilarious. And Tim Gunn was on Keep It last week.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love his voice.
I love him. I love him so much. Just listening to him talk about like how he's just a teacher and they asked him to do this consulting thing. And then it turned into him being this on air presence. And now he's this huge, and he's just like, it's surreal. And he's like, they're like, well, would you want to do with your life that you haven't done? He's like, nothing. Why would I have more stuff that I haven't, that I would want to do? It's been amazing. And he's just, he's great. George is here.
George, you're here.
George!
Yay.
Yes, George, you're on-ish.
You only got 20 minutes, George, before your girlfriend Rachel Maddow comes on MSNBC.
Everybody's
That's all the good stuff we need.
What I loved most about Tim on Keep It was when they said, what are you adjusting to the most at being at home? And he's like, I love being at home. I love cooking. I don't love going out. I go out 3 times a year. He's like, going out is expensive. And I was like, I love him.
I know. I love everything about him. I love him so much.
Lovely fellow.
Yes.
Lots of people are telling us what they've been watching and reviewing. Faith watched The Platform. And Ryan and I have been thinking about watching that, but it looks super graphic. I'm not sure how close I want to do that. Somebody just watched Killing Eve. Jamie Campbell started The Dutch House, Amy.
So good. And I'm watching Killing Eve with Frenchie. We're on season 2. And I'm watching The Good Place with my daughter. She's 11.
Oh,
perfect.
And I've never watched it. And I said, will you just watch the show with me? And she's like, no. And I said, will you trust me to watch it with me for 20 minutes while you eat dinner? And then she's like, fine. And then the first episode was over. She was like, let's keep going.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So
Emerson and I watched it too. And that exact thing. I was like, please watch this with me. And she's like, no. And now she loves it. Faith has been rewatching True Blood, which I never watched.
I never even thought to do a rewatch on that. Interesting.
Julie Boyd is watching Ozark. I know so many people who are watching Ozark and loving Ozark. I know people who love it and some people who are like, no, not for me.
No, I hate it.
No.
I don't think Jason Bateman is good in that at all. Right. And so it really bothers me because I love Laura Linney, and I love Julie Garland, who was also in The Americans, who's amazing, the one with the almond hair. But I can't.
Justin Timberlake 2.0.
Yes. I cannot abide Jason Bateman's performance in Ozark. It is so performative and useless. And I'm sorry if you love Ozark. You don't have to take that criticism, but I cannot abide it. And so, no, I can't watch that.
I started rewatching because I love it. Is Arrested Development. I love Arrested Development. And I watched that when it first came out. So for me to watch Jason Bateman in Ozark, I'm like, no, he's... No. Yeah.
We're living Arrested Development when Steve Mnuchin is like, anybody can live on $1,200 for 10 weeks.
Janice watching Letterkenny, the weird regional Canadian humor, but incredibly funny. It is incredibly funny.
Pitter pat. Is a goddess.
Yes. And I suggested that to Bill Glover, who now has had 2 mentions in this one happy hour, and he thanked me for it. So Amy's watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Oh, there's a new season. Season. Time to get back on that.
What kind of white nonsense is this?
Yeah.
As soon as this happy hour is over, I'm watching episode 2 of Run.
Yes, me too. We didn't watch it the other night because we went to bed early. But yes, Run is great. You've got to watch Run. It's so good. If you have HBO. George is ready for some live sports on TV. Maybe there'll be some golf tournaments soon, George.
Roll Tide, George.
George doesn't want me to watch golf. George watches football, and tennis.
Is anybody planning to watch The Last Kingdom when it drops this weekend? Anybody? New season of The Last Kingdom?
More. It's a new. If it's no.
Uhtred is Vikings. They're very hot. Anyway, you can go back and watch the first few seasons of The Last Kingdom and then just sail right into the new one this weekend. Just saying, it's super good. All right, what else do we have to review? Anything? We good?
Yeah.
This would be like a good time for the next happy hour. We think about books we're reading on the Cool Table Book Challenge. We need to do a little catch up on that. I did. Oh, I have it actually here. No, I don't. Shit. I just bought this book, Ruth Reichel. She's was the former editor of Gourmet magazine. But while I bought that from my local bookstore and they put it outside, and you go pick it up. I also bought Godland, which is about someone losing and reassessing their religion. She's Liz Lenz. She's really funny on Twitter.
Okay.
So that's part of the book challenge, I think.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And then I was this week looking for a book from when I was 20, since everyone was doing that, what I looked like when I was 20. And I bought for my Nook Captain Corelli's mandolin.
Oh, gosh.
And for some reason, I thought that Keanu Reeves was in that movie when they did the movie. And then I looked online and I was like, Nicolas Cage. So I'm hoping to God I don't have his face in my mind.
You're thinking of A Walk in the Clouds with Keanu Reeves. That's a great. Oh, I'm going to watch that movie. I love that movie.
Ooh, y'all, my mom bought a Fire Stick, so now my parents have Netflix.
Good.
Woo!
You should check out Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah, George, watch Too Hot to Handle, and then followed by Love is Blind. And then there's this thing called Tiger King, George. I think Patsy would love it.
Would she?
No.
I think that people should take like an actor like Keanu Reeves or an author or something and just like do their whole outro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to read like I've read a couple of them, but I haven't finished 2 of Kashio Ishiguro's novels. You know what I mean? Like, just read a whole, read all of Toni Morrison or something like that. Like, just watch all the Keanu Reeves movies. It doesn't have to be like highbrow. Just do something like within a whole thing for somebody. I think that's.
You could do like Will Ferrell, and you get a mix of like highbrow and lowbrow.
Yeah. Remember when Keanu Reeves did Shakespeare? Sorry,
no.
He was in. Yep.
Oh yeah, he was in Much Ado.
Do About Nothing. Yeah, it was the Prince.
He's one of my favorites because I love him.
I've never had less time than now because of my children.
That's
I haven't finished. I don't think I finished a book this entire time.
It's okay.
But someday
that happens.
But do you know how to use a tampon?
No, I had a hysterectomy. Don't need those anymore.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Dadgummit. We're just not helping Amy out at all.
Seriously.
All right, we've had a couple of requests for Outlander gossip, which we promised. We promised last night that we would get into the thing. So let me just start off by saying, if you don't know what happened, earlier this week, Sam Hewen put on Twitter and on Instagram a very long plea for everyone to leave him alone, essentially, and said that he's had stalkers and he's had people try to get into his accounts and emails, that he's had a lot of bad actors in terms of what people have been saying about him on social media, and that they've done that to his loved ones as well. Made it kind of sound like people might have showed up at his home or other, like maybe his mom's home or something like that. And that it's been really trying to his mental state and et cetera, et cetera. And the fandom, and not just the fandom, but actual, legitimate journalistic, outlets all stuck behind Sam and started a hashtag, We Stand With Sam. They were reported on it like he had been stalked and had death threats in his face, and made it sound like it was this really bad thing. And I'm qualifying it a lot the way that I'm talking about it. But is it? Is it? Here's the thing. Go ahead, Karen. You have something to say?
Yeah, I've gone round
Karen,
and round.
you're in PR.
Like what?
You work in PR.
Well, sort of. First of all, I do agree. I think it was coordinated, but I think it was coordinated out of a great sense of frustration and probably feeling like he was backed in a corner. And I've actually gone through a range of emotions over this. At first, I was like appalled. I was like, oh my God, he's going to block me because I've made jokes. Like literally, I was like, what have I said? What have I done in jest that was actually really hurtful? Like I literally thought that. I said,
thought that for a second.
Guys, I need to check to see if I've been blocked. And then Beth was like, it's not you, Karen. And I was like, okay, good. Okay, fine. We're not blocked. But then I actually, this is how I feel about Sam. And I kind of thought about it with my own son, who is 23. And Sam is in some ways really naive. He is a good person. He seems to be a people pleaser. He wants people to like him. He does these great charities. He maybe doesn't have the best agent, but he's a good guy. He's a guy, right? He's not the king of men. He's not some, he's not Laurence Olivier. He's a guy who's hooked onto a great character who he plays really well. And he works out a lot. And, he's just a boy in some ways. And when I thought about the pain that he must have felt on behalf of other people more likely than of himself, I thought about my own son, who was mercilessly bullied when he was in the 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. And I thought, if I had been savvy enough on social media then, I probably would have gone napalm on a lot of people, but I didn't. I mean, this is 15 years ago. I didn't know how it worked. So I tried to think, on the one hand, what would cause him? What gets to the point where he does this? Because he must have known there would have been ridicule as part of the outcome. Mm-hmm. Is it going to stop? No, it's not going to stop. But did he actually really draw a line in the sand? I don't know. It was too nice. Right? So I feel badly for him. I'm sorry that he's gone through this. I'm sorry his loved ones have gone through this. I think he's way too nice to people and doesn't understand when people aren't nice back.
I think that the timing is suspect only because it's been happening, for a long time. Every single girl that he's been linked with has had essentially the same behavior thrown at her, which is people get on Instagram and call her names and call her a whore and, say she should die and all of that kind of stuff. And he is stuck because he made this choice to go to Hawaii. And it was a bad move. And in PR world, I think that his people should have figured out, one, he should have had a manager who said, you're not doing that right now. You need to go home. You can't make this choice. But they didn't. And so, then he had somebody that didn't say, okay, well, everybody knows you're in Hawaii because you don't stop posting in the My Peak Challenge thing. Quit posting in that all of the time and telling people where you are. Because that's how it gets out. And now they know, and we're going to have to figure, people are rightfully upset because it was a bad choice. Mm-hmm. He defended that choice in the same diatribe where he said that he had been stalked and had death threats, and they're separate issues. What he chose to do for that, and then how some of the behavior that happens online, they're connected, but they're also very separate. And some of it is, is really toxic, what happens, but some of it is just, people just taking things too seriously and feeling like they have the right to mother him or whatever. So it feels weird to me to even talk about it. But Heidi just said stalkers and criticism are not the same thing. Then it pissed her off that he combined them. But what were you going to say, Amy?
I think he did it for one reason. He saw what had happened to Kristen Cavallari and how that journalist totally just detailed her bullshit about posting on Instagram about her not being at home during the quarantine. And he was trying to get ahead of it. And he had a reason to sound like, don't look over here, look over here. Yeah, it reminded me of when people put something on Twitter and it goes viral, and then they'll comment right after, like, for all of you like saying this one thing, and then you read the comments, you're like, no one's saying that one thing. Right. It's like you just kind of made something up to kind of fit your own narrative. Right. And I just also think the person who wrote his statement, if it was him, oh Lord help. If it was a professional, they did a really bad job, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with someone saying that you're a gay man.
Right. And to follow it up with the line, I'm not, or calling me a homosexual, I'm a normal person. I'm a normal guy. Yeah. I was like, Sam, no.
It smacked of feeling like he needed to be a victim on something that he didn't need to be a victim. There are actors that get the same behavior happens to them on all kinds of scales. Katrina has had the same behavior thrown at her and has never made any kind of statement like that. I'm sure that it happens to much bigger actors out there than him, and they just don't do that. And I can see, like what the girl that he is with, which I don't even think I've ever even said her name, like I don't like to participate in the culture of somebody found out who he's with and now we're talking about it. But I might have, I don't know. But she posted some screenshots of some of the death threats and things that she's gotten. And it literally was two people. It was more than one thing. They sent it more than once, but it was 2 people. And I really feel like some of the stronger harassment comes from such a small group of people that if you just blocked them and blocked their IPs, life would go back to fairly normal activity, and you could just deal with the rest of it the way that people deal with it. Diane just said, what did he mean by being accused of manipulating fans? There are people that said that when he was selling his whiskey and when he was trying to get people to go see Bloodshot, that it was that going to see Bloodshot was irresponsible because it was in the middle of a pandemic. And every time somebody was like, oh, I'm going to get my tickets, I can't wait to see Sam Heughan, he would retweet it with like a thumbs up or a smiley face or like have fun or whatever, which was irresponsible because we were supposed to be staying home. It hadn't been ordered yet, but everybody was staying home. This was March. And he was selling his whiskey and, kept promoting his whiskey and even took like a trip down the coast, the West Coast, to like take pictures with his whiskey. I don't know. And again, it was the middle of a pandemic and people need their money. And so when people are saying you're manipulating your fans, he in some ways was using his platform to push his stuff, which under normal circumstances is perfectly fine. But it was very different circumstances in late February and early to mid-March. And he has a huge platform and he should have been saying, everybody needs to stay home. He should have been using his platform to do the things that would help people stay safe. And he didn't do that. In fact, at one point, he even tweeted or retweeted a story that made it sound like it wasn't a big deal, that the virus itself wasn't a big deal.
Right.
And when you coupled that with what he was doing and his behavior, it looked really, really irresponsible. He has a huge platform. You have 1 million people following you on Twitter. You could do some good, especially because there's a huge contingent of your fans who are Trump supporters and who are Republicans and who are getting bad information because all they watch is Fox News. And you could be the kind of platform that does the opposite. And sometimes he does that and people say, don't get political or whatever. And he's great. And he stands up for it. And he's like, no, I can say what I want. And in this case, he didn't. And it just fell flat on top of the thing that, him having to go somewhere else. So,
is he still in Hawaii?
I think so. Yeah, he is.
So Dee just said, I always thought the manipulation thing went back to the whole idea of him and Katrina lying to everyone. Yes, there's a contingent of the fan base who are highly, highly addicted to the shipping narrative, even though Katrina is married now, but they were really addicted to it. And they believed that they were really together. And so they thought that they were lying to everyone by saying that they weren't. And then when it became obvious that they were no longer together, because she got married, they lied because he never explicitly said we aren't together, or didn't for a long time. He let it kind of marinate by being coy or by looking at her a certain way or whatever. And so the manipulation went both ways. Like they were together and you manipulated us to think that you weren't, or you're never together and you never told us that you were. But Julie and I were just talking last night about this, and Julie came up with like this great realization that the only reason we knew Katrina got married.
Oh yeah. The only reason was because of Sam.
Yeah.
The only, if you guys think about it, and kind of going with Karen is what Karen said, this is where he's naive because he's a little too open with his friend. Bye, George.
Bye, George.
Have fun. Enjoy, Rachel.
Bye, George.
He wants to be very open with his fans. He's very, like, here I am. He doesn't understand that sometimes it's okay to be open with your friends to an extent. I'm not open with everybody on Instagram and Twitter. Like, I'm not going to post everything. And Sam needs to realize that too. So last night we were talking after hanging Outlander, and I'm like, we've never seen a picture of Katrina's wedding. The only time we really know Katrina got married was because Sam posted a photo of his outfit for Katrina's wedding. And fans, how fans do it. They
figured out where he was.
They figured it out. They put it together and boom, there's Katrina got married.
Yeah.
And it's just that Molly had put in the comments, and I agree, Molly, and Karen, you mentioned this earlier. Sam, you've been doing this for 6 years now. This is now your 6th year that you've had this attention. It's time. You need better management, buddy. You need to hand over the phone to somebody, or hand over your Twitter, hand over Instagram, do something. this is not new territory. At some point you have to learn.
Yeah.
And so
I think it's just a big combination of him being a bro who wants to post sweaty workout pictures and wants to kind of maybe even brag about the girls that he's with in some like way. So he's fine if they also say where they are, and fans put all of that together, but he doesn't expect the backlash. And then when he gets it, he gets really upset and offended. But it's such an irritating dynamic. Like, just quit posting so much. Quit telling people where you are. Don't post, weekly My Peak Challenge videos. Just don't do it. You don't have to let people know what's going on with you. If you go down, and you take a trip down Big Sur, post the pictures 2 months later. They don't have to come out right away. And it's the whole thing is, I cannot believe that people went to the level of must support Sam that they did, when he doesn't get more than anybody else really gets. And it just felt very, very self-serving. But also, if you knew who he was with or where he was, you got that information from someone who mined for that information. You got that information from somebody else, from somebody else, from somebody else who got that information from a troll. So if you were like, oh, he's with this girl, and then you go to her Instagram and you follow it, and you're constantly looking at it to see where they are and what's going on, you're participating in the troll culture. And I throw myself in that group of people, right? Like, I was like, oh, where is he? And asked somebody who I thought might know. And she told me, and I'm like, oh, how do they know that? And she's like, I don't know. But the genesis of that information is a troll. And so every time somebody else discusses who he's with, if it's positive or negative, everybody that is out there looking for those pictures or looking for more information because you need to digest it, you're participating in troll culture. And so you can't really continue to complain and bully other trolls, which I've seen people who had the hashtag We Stand for Sam, who were pinging IP addresses of people they thought were trolls.
Right.
And putting it into his feed. And guys, you've got to behave better. Like, why do you care so much? Quit. I realize that we've been talking about it now for 20 minutes, but you guys asked us to. But like, don't care so much. It's not that important. And he, should be able to take care of himself, or his people should be able to take care of him a little bit better than they have been.
Sam is going to be 40 years old in about a week. He's going to be 40 years old. He's a grown ass adult who's going to make mistakes. Yeah. He doesn't need a mama. He already got a mama.
I think Karen's right. He needs a better agent.
He needs a better agent, but he doesn't need you to be his mama. The second thing is, he's not Jamie. He's not Jamie. Stop comparing him to Jamie. He's not Jamie.
He's not.
I think that people know that.
They just skip leg day.
Right. Jamie does not skip leg day. I think that people
know that. I think that the problem is that this particular fandom and other particular fandoms, they attract people who are a little bit off.
Yes. True though.
It really is. And there we are. Hi.
I don't mean us.
Oh, okay.
And all of you in the chat. I don't mean the people that we like.
No.
I mean,
do other fandoms have like that alpaca lady that y'all keep putting into my Twitter feed? And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
No comment. No comment.
Oh God. I had to say, there's only so many fandoms that do the really strange stalking stuff that is very, very dangerous. So if it is a unattainable hero and a romantic unattainable hero, that tends to be something that people latch onto in ways that they don't for other things. And so, that's why it was for Twilight and 50 Shades and this and not so much for other things. So just be careful out there with who you're friends with online and what you have to say about other people. And
Heidi and I have really good eyebrow raises.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, girl.
It's going to be Botox time again here soon. That's why I have my bangs down.
I miss my eyebrow lady so much.
Oh my God, I'm not doing a up close photo because my eyebrows are going like this at some point. They're just going to blend into my eyelashes.
Did you guys see Stanley Tucci making a Negroni? Yes. Did you guys see this?
Yes.
The video of Stanley Tucci?
I've never been so turned on.
That man is older than my parents, and I am still sexually attracted to him.
I was like, he started to shake it, and I was like,
Did he have the index finger ring like he wore in The Devil Wears Prada?
No,
but he had these biceps. I had
so he was like, now don't get this type of sweet from her. Get this type. And I was like, yes, daddy.
No, at the very end when he goes, that's never going to happen. I was like, Felicity Blunt is so lucky.
So lucky. So lucky.
His sister-in-law is someone
Emily Blunt and John Pickens, his brother-in-law. Yes. And I'm just like, when he's shaking it.
Amy Rose, go look for it on Twitter. He was trending this morning. That's how.
Look it up. You're like, why is Negroni trending?
Yeah.
Yeah, just look it up. You will. It will make your Tuesday.
Then there was a bunch of assholes being like, he's making it wrong. I'm like, no, he's not. He's not making it wrong.
He's doing everything just right. Keep going, family.
Yeah, because it tastes like shit in the end. So congratulations, you made a crap drink.
And yes, Amy Rose, I have seen Tucci Gang from SNL. It's awesome. It's great.
Goodness.
Alicia just read my mind. Speaking of daddies who could get it, can we discuss Datasaur? That guy is hot.
I have not seen Datasaur. I saw it pass my feed and I didn't watch.
It's hilarious.
Oh. I love how these kids have this internal conversation with each other. Like, you say Datasaur, he's gonna do it. It's just, I love it.
Oh, no, I've been watching the guy, Heidi, you sent it. It was the guy on TikTok who's super thirsty. It's just the thirst video, but it's the guy doing and he's like, and
oh yeah. The model. His name is William.
Yeah, something. But if you guys have not seen this, it was trending at some point because he was doing his own he could do his
handcuffs.
Own handcuffs, and
he's doing handcuffs with rope.
And it was and then he showed how to do it on his TikTok, and I was like, I watched that for, I'm not kidding you, 15 minutes.
I've watched it over and over again. It reminds me of when
this is the one that I just keep watching over and over again. My dog when I'm trying to work.
Yeah.
Is anybody else's dog up their ass? Bob won't leave me alone.
No, after the shave incident, Maggie and I separated. Yeah. We had emotional distance. We literally, she's in the room with me, but she's ignoring me right now.
But speaking of dogs, did you guys see that one that went viral with the lady who put peanut butter on her forehead?
Yes.
It's so smart. I'm totally doing
great idea.
It's smart, but I am still not going to attempt it. I am terrified of getting him.
Oh, our dog, we wrestle her, our big one. We have to wrestle her down and hold her down. She's such a good dog. She doesn't move while we're doing it, but we love her so much, and she's so precious. And if we did hurt her, she would never do anything about it. She would just look at us with this sad face. So we're trying so hard not to hurt her, and she's just letting us cut her nails. It's so precious and sweet.
No,
but her nails are really long because we don't like to do it. It breaks our hearts.
But Hazel, you don't give a shit. You're just like, come here, Hazel.
No. Hazel, I'm like, because Hazel's screaming the whole time and jumping on us and biting our face. And so I'm like, I'm going to cut your foot off.
Hashtag, we stand with Hazel.
Go right ahead. I'll troll Hazel to the ground.
Heidi, I try that. I take Bob on multiple walks on rough sidewalks. It does not. He still
does not work. It's a myth. It's bullshit. It doesn't work. We have to cut Bear's nails every 2 weeks.
Ooh.
You're a better dog parent than I am because
I'm gonna let Maggie's go. I'm just gonna be like, go for it to see ya. So she can stand up and be my height at some point on her nails. So no.
I'm assuming I can probably take the dog to the vet. The vet's still open. They'll do
I'm gonna try it on my kids though, because my son's nails are getting kind of long.
You think he'll just lick peanut butter right off your forehead?
Desperate times. You never know.
It made me nervous watching this woman in front of dogs scrubbing peanut butter on something. I was just like, this is going someplace I don't trust.
I didn't want to know. But she was like, I'm about to look like a genius. And she did.
She did.
It was amazing. All right, you guys. This week my kids and I are going to watch more amazing movies. We're going to watch Better Off Dead. We're gonna get on FaceTime with my dad and watch Better Off Dead because that's one of his favorite movies ever. What else did we watch?
I love that about him.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it. He will cackle so loudly that we have to pause it and be like, Dad, we missed what happened. Stop cackling. He loves that movie. But he can't be here, so we're gonna have to get on FaceTime and watch Better Off Dead together. Anything else you guys are gonna do this week before we happy hour again?
I'm reading. There's a new book that came out I think yesterday. I don't know. It's like an author's first book. It's called "Fake It Till You Make It" by Anne Harper, and I'm only a couple chapters in, but so far it's great. And it's about like a girl who wrote a blog, like a private blog that accidentally went public and super viral. And now she has to fake a relationship with someone to get a book deal. And so she found some random bartender to fake a relationship with. And it's funny so far.
Did you guys see the preview for, it's going to be on HBO Max with Anna Kendrick. It's like a brand new, like short series or limited series. And it's like about her about a love life. And it's so, I'll have to get the name of it. It is so, I was like, oh my God, I swear to God, I've read this book. It looks like it's going to be a great, like romantic comedy, rom-com series. Awesome. So nice. I'll get the name and I'll share, but it looks really, really, really good. Awesome. But it doesn't start until mid-May, I think. But I'm like, oh.
Get some good.
Coming.
I'm going to try to catch up on Mrs. America.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've watched the first 3.
No, Dana, not that one.
The Makers documentary on Prime. Like
Which one?
Makers. It's like the women who made history or whatever. But it's the Maker. Just look up Makers documentary on Prime. It's all about Phyllis Schlafly and Gloria Steinem and all of them, and it's super, super good. And you'll know more going into watching Mrs. America if you watch that documentary first, or while you're watching it. Super good.
Speaking of cunts,
for real. Anyway, happy hour's been great, you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be doing this again. Maybe we'll do a Zoom call one day and you guys can be on with us and we can chat and see your faces and see your drinks and make you put makeup on, even though I didn't put makeup on today.
I'm going to be so broken out. I'm going to be so broken out next week. You guys better be grateful.
Your nails are done. I don't want to hear that you don't have any time. Your nails are done.
I did them last night in preparation. And last time we did this, everyone commented on how much we touched our faces. But I have not left my house since March 15th, so none of you get to say a word about me.
I haven't either. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you for joining us. Love you all. We will see you very, very soon.